what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and I'm always on the lookout for good deals. You know, if it's free-to-play games, super cheap deals, giveaways, bundles, stuff and things like that. And with this Halloween, we got the Halloween sale on Steam, and I'm going to do a video on it talking about my live browse and buy. Normally, actually, I would literally record the screen while I buy these games, but I kind of own most of them already, so I'm just going to run down this list. These are also historic lows for all of these games, and I've separated the list between 5 games that are only freaking 50 cents, and then 5 others which are just extremely cheap games, but also historic lows. You have to absolutely pick up these games if you want some fun, some fantastic frights to be had here. Friends and family, let's do it. My top 10 best games to buy, the little hidden gems, I guess, for this, Steam Halloween sale. All right, friends and family, starting out the list, we have Oh My Gore. Control the powers of evil to crush the good guys. It's a reverse horror game, but it's a reverse horror strategy game. Build up your, armies and run up the lanes. It kind of seemingly has vibes of like tower defense and tower offense, but it's just like a really cute, extremely minimalistic reverse horror strategy game. That's it. 50 cents, 75% off. Okay, so this game's called They Breathe. Also just made my last list because overall it's just like an amazing, really cheap horror game, and it definitely is horror. You're gonna see a lot of reviews saying it's more creepy, or they're very vague on the details. It's because it's so short, and because kind of explaining the mechanics of the game, I don't know, it kind of spoils it. So this is something that you're just gonna have to trust everybody who's reviewed it. You're gonna have to trust me. You need to check out this game. It's extremely short, and it's just a well-spent 50 cents. That's what I gotta say. But yeah, you're a frog, jump underground or underwater, and figure out what's going on. See if you figure out what's going on. Some weird stuff happening. Okay, yeah, next we've got Gomu. I was actually introduced because of certain data leak bundles, and actually, yeah, it's in a package right now for the sale. But anyways, Gomu is always on sale, 90% off. That's pretty great, 50 cents. Point and click adventure games I find are very often very esoteric and very eldritchly, kind of cosmic horrorly. A lot of them are just very creepy and weird, and it's like a lot of times they don't make sense. Anyways, but they're adventures. You point and click, and often they do kind of combine elements of cutesy and cartoon with creepiness. Anyways, this is going to be one of the more cartoon ones, but I still think it fits the theme of a good Halloween bundle. 50 cents, guys. Check out Gomu. Now we're talking about Raisin Roth. Basically, if you're a fan of something like Diablo, and there's actually a number of very arcadey games that were inspired by Diablo that are out there, and Raisin Roth is one of those. Very cheap game, but 90% off, not only 50 cents. That's all right, 90% off. You get this like really action-packed. It's very, very light RPG mechanics, but overall, it's just like a cute arcade, darker sort of Diablo-ish, kind of run and gun, shoot 'em up, dodge 'em up. Action RPG. Oh, and this game's pretty cool. Check it out. It's The Dweller. I love shouting out this game. Actually, it's going to be in an upcoming list pretty soon. But The Dweller is another reverse horror game, but this one's more appropriate for the genre. You actually play as specifically the monster. Now this might sound very similar to a game that's upcoming called Carrion. So yeah, that's what it is. You kind of dig through the dirt and the grime. You eat people. You set off traps to kill people and kind of corral them around. But yeah, basically you're a monster. You eat people. There's some unique puzzles. Not too long of a game. Check it out, friends and family. 90% off for a reverse horror game. 50 cents. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very unique game. All right, but now we're into overall just like the best deals, period. These are historic lows for some games that are critically acclaimed. You might know these games, so the games aren't hidden themselves. The deals might not even be that hidden, but they're just the best. So here we go. 80% off of Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's only $3. I know a lot of YouTubers picked up this game and had a lot of fun with it. This was kind of coming at the tail end of a lot of the roguelike and roguelite sort of lifespan there on YouTube. You had your Binding of Isaacs and stuff like that, and your Dungeon of the Endless, which was always a beloved game. But this game is actually really, really popular. You should know of it. I don't need to explain it. But anyways, super freaking cheap. But yeah, it's a roguelike that plays on a beat. Sweet! And here we go, we have Soma, which, again, none of these games really need explaining. So anyways, I'm just going to talk about that deal. 85% off. That's a lot for how much this game normally costs. Okay, so it's freaking $4.50 for a AAA and debatably one of the scariest, best horror games out there. And it is from the creators of Amnesia So, you know, maybe it's got a little bit of something to tout about. It might be decent. I think it's decent enough to check out for freaking $4.50. And I think depending, I know horror games, it's always like, you know, what scares you might not scare me. I get it. But I think Soma overall is just a genuinely good experience. Give it the shot. All right, we've got Little Nightmares. This is a game that didn't get the reception that a lot of people thought it would. Everyone thought it was like, oh my god, this is going to be like the new Limbo kind of or something like that. Not quite. A lot shorter than what a lot of people thought of, a little bit simplistic, but overall very cute game that also heavily focuses on creep factor and atmosphere. So yeah, you're a little person and big people trying to eat you. Okay, it's so freaking grotesque. Oh, but it's a puzzle platformer. Really, it's really just that simple. But it's still, you know, a AAA game. It's still a well more known game. 75% off, $5. If you didn't want it before, hey, now's the time to get it. Okay, real talk. Don't Starve Together is better than ever. I just recently jumped back into it. It's crazy. It's amazing. Now shut up. This is a historic low for the game, okay? It's $6, $5.99. It's 60% off, but I also want you to look beside that. It says you get an extra copy because it's Don't Starve Together. You know, you gotta play with friends. Okay? So anyways, lots of new characters, lots of new updates if you haven't played in a while, and especially this is a great time to buy this for a couple of friends and get the whole family in to try not to starve together. If you don't know, they even added like a new sailing update, so it's insane. Don't Starve Together. This is the best deal that it's ever been. This is the biggest the game has ever been as well. Alrighty, the new modern Metroidvania that everyone just freaking loves, and we actually had like the big Metroidvania kick here recently with a lot of indie games, but Hollow Knight was like the one, right? Xbox and all that, you had Ori and the Blind Forest, sweet stuff, and a few others from a lot of indie games, but regardless, indie, AAA, or otherwise, Hollow Knight is the one. God. Anyways, so extremely Halloween themed, extremely Halloween appropriate, definitely should be the number one, but this is a historic low, 50% off. It's not the biggest deal. It's not, Soma, you're saving so much more money with Soma. I understand that, but this is just like the game that's the most fitting. It's debatably like the best, most critically acclaimed, and I think that it's just it's a fun, cool, little spooky kind of Metroidvania, but it's also just like one of the best Metroidvanias ever, especially coming off the tail of Dark Souls and being Souls-like stuff like that. So even if you're not a fan of like a lot of slower, spookier games, if you want an action game, a Souls-like, but it's 2D and it's kind of cutesy, and I don't know, this game just has so much appeal to so many different people while still having that edge of that kind of Tim Burton-y kind of feel. Yeah, okay, that's Hollow Knight. Woo! But all right, friends and family, that's gonna be it for my list. Again, it was just like 5 little budget games that are like literally 50 cents. They're like the cheapest of the cheap on the sale. And then the other 5 were basically like the historic lows of games that are very fitting, I think, for Halloween. A couple of spookies, a couple of straight up horrors, and very, very sad and tragic games, creepy factors. And then of course, we just got the Hollow Knight, which, if I didn't put it on here, everyone would be like, where's the Hollow Knight? I had to put it on here. Spoiler alert, I actually haven't beaten Hollow Knight. So all of November, that's, I guess, what I'm doing. I'm going through my backlog. I gotta beat Bloodborne, Monster Hunter, and of course Hollow Knight. So I'll be doing that. Hopefully you guys will join me over at twitch.tv/Skylent as I play some games, stuff, and things. Oh, I gotta do the Outer Worlds as well. I still haven't actually launched that. I'm gonna be doing that, but much love, friends and family. Thanks for the Patreons, the donations, the likes, subscribes, and all the cool YouTube stuff. That's it. Keep the hype alive, guys. I'll see you again next time.